take me in, just me, just you, lost in the moment. Lost in the moment.
So okay, today is cycle day 1. I did start my period naturally. For all my PCOS girls out there, you totally understand how that's like a big accomplishment. I've had one natural period since October of last year, which is almost a year. So this is my second one. So this is kind of what the charts are looking like for this month so far. Focus. Oh, there we go. And then I'll show you my like chart for my basal body temperature, and you guys can kind of see that and compare, because I feel like I haven't seen a lot of like chart reviews on YouTube of like, you know, when your temperature rose, when your LH rose, because mine's pretty much looks pretty dang good, honest to God. Like it looks pretty good. So you can see my LH right before I got my positive and my high, like it's completely dropped. Sorry, completely dropped right here. If I could show you right there. It was like very, very low, and then it peaked. I got a high and then it peaked, but it only shows the peak in the graph. It shows the highest in the graph. And then it kind of went down and went all the way down back to a very, very low. But my basal body temperature spiked 3 days after my peak. I think it's 3 days. I'm not gonna turn it back around to be able to see it, but. So it peaked and then has stayed above like the line. It peaked again for a second time, actually higher than that peak. And then you can see, which I was quite disappointed when I saw this morning, but this drop right here, if I can zoom in, I'll like go to it, but that drop is the exact day I started my period. So I took my temperature around 7 o'clock this morning, and by I think 11:30 I had started my period. So it just kind of is really cool to see how charting can actually tell you what's going on in your body, because like it's just so crazy. The cycle kind of ended weirdly. I had a lot of symptoms, dizziness, bloating, sore nipples. Like I totally thought I was pregnant. And then on 11 DPO, I did take a first response, and let me get it and see if you can actually see it. It's very, very hard to see. Like you're not gonna see it on video. But like, let me see if I can move it around and you can see it. It's like the faintest of lines. And I'm pretty sure it was either, I can still see it. Either it was positive and it like was a chemical pregnancy, because I tested on 11 DPO PM. Yeah, 11 DPO. 11 DPO PM, and it's like, it was like a blatantly negative. And I had held my pee for like a good while, and that test was seen within the 3-minute time frame. It's not an evap line. It was either a dent line or whatever they call it, where like it was basically already there before I took the test, which definitely could have been. It was my first response for this cycle, and like I was taking cheapies and wasn't getting like even a faint positive, so I didn't think I was, because I've seen a lot of videos where people get positives on the cheapies before they will first response. So I don't know if it has to do with like just the woman's body chemistry. I did have a false positive in a doctor's office for a pregnancy test once, and so like I really don't trust home pregnancy test, urine pregnancy test at all. So because I got that faint line and I'm supposed to start Provera if I don't start my cycle, if I didn't start my cycle, would have been Friday, I'd call in for the Provera. And I knew like it would take a while to get the HCG test back. So I did call and said, hey, I did get a faint positive, but then I was followed by 2 negatives. Can I get a blood HCG test just to make sure? Because I have had a false positive before, so I don't want these to be false negatives. Like I wanted to make sure before I started Clomid and started Provera, and you know. So I went and got my HCG test, and then my period started. Like literally right after. But I was having like horrible cramps the whole day, and that's another thing. I was scared to death that I was an ectopic pregnancy because I was having such bad cramping. I was telling my friend it was the mix of the cramps with period cramp, like it was in between period cramps and ovarian cyst bursting pain, like in the morning. And then like the last hour I was driving home, I've been in the car for a while today, so I don't know if that's why, but that sitting up position, I don't know if like that was hurting, because I could not even keep the back of my seat straight up on the way home. Like I had to have it back or I was in excruciating pain. So that's kind of what's going on right now. In 3 to 4 days I'll start Clomid, but that's my update for this cycle. This is the first Provera cycle that I had that actually ended in ovulation. So, and another following by a natural period. So, I mean, next up, Clomid cycle 1. So, stay if you want to see that, and hopefully it will end in a... Hello guys. So I have like a little bit of an update for Clomid cycle day 1. Ignore the absolute massive pimples. Like I did microblade my face, so I did that during like the time I was taking Clomid, so hence the massive freaking breakouts. But anyways, so last night, I need to get my phone. So I took the Clomid and I really didn't have any side effects that were like show stopping. I had some headaches, but the weather in Ohio has been changing from 80 degrees to 60 and 50 over the week's time. So every time that happens, I get horrible sinus pressure. My asthma is usually horrible. For this cycle, I took Clomid 5 to 9. My battery's gonna die. Cycle day 5 to 9. Just because the time that my husband was gonna be gone would have been the time that it would have predicted me to ovulate. So I pushed it later so that we would have a better chance of him being here, because he does travel for work. But where are we at? So it's October now. Today is cycle day 13 and cycle day 12 night, like 1 a.m. So I guess today at 1 a.m. I had like very horrible cramping. The fact that like it was really hard for me to go to sleep because it was so like bad. But I did my OPK this morning and it was like 0.21 something, so much higher, basically doubled since yesterday, because the day before it was 0.11, so today it was 0.21. So, and if you don't know what I mean, I'm talking about the what is this called? I think it's like Pre-Mom. The Pre-Mom app. It kind of ranks your LH test and tells you like how dark they are, and different percentages means high, different percentages means peak. So it just depends at how dark your test line is. But so it's a lot darker today, so hopefully that means that tomorrow I will get my peak, because my husband comes home tomorrow, because I want to be able to baby dance on the day that I get my peak. So then we'll try on the day that I actually will ovulate, and then the day after that, and the day after that, because last time we didn't get to try the day after last cycle. So I don't know if maybe that was something, but like we just happened to baby dance the day before I got my peak because I stopped testing my LH because I thought my cycle was over. Like, I thought I was gonna start my period in a couple days. So I was like, I'm done testing. But that's what happened last cycle. So I kind of want to be able to try the day before, day of, and day after, and then the day after that, because that's what my OB said to do. So I don't know. I had a very good chance of getting pregnant last month, but I just don't think my ovulation was strong enough. But I'm hoping my ovulation pain isn't like last time, because I was miserable for a whole week. Like, cramping was so bad. I literally had every pregnancy symptom just in the week of ovulation. Like, it was really bad. So I'm praying it's not as bad, but I like the side effects too, because then not side effects, symptoms, because that I think something's happening. But I'm still kind of crampy today. Not as bad as last night. Last night was horrible. I was just sitting there like holding my lower abdomen, like, just let me go to sleep, because I was so tired. But that's also another thing with this Clomid. I'm exhausted. Let's see if I get my peak tomorrow or the day after that. Hopefully. Fingers crossed, and maybe it does. So here we are again. Cycle day 29. On cycle day 13, I was told to stop testing. Wait, no, it would have been cycle day 21. I was told to stop testing my LH. Today I just had, like, I've been irritable, I've been crampy. So my husband kept telling me, just test once a day. That's all you need to do, just once a day. So today I got home from work at like 5 o'clock and I tested. And that's what the puppy looked like. And the control line showed up again before the test line showed up before the control line. And then I just took this and got, maybe if she wants to focus. That's smiley face.
What?
Got smiley face.
We got smiley face.
Do you know what that means?
I'm assuming that means you're being fertility. Fertility, not fertility. No,
Yeah.
you got, what does that mean? High?
High is blinking. Peak is just a smiley face. Which is what we have here. Just a smiley face. So now this dilemma is, I was told to not try to start next cycle, but I'm going to ovulate. I mean, it's only what, 4 days late? 8 days late.
8 days late.
8 days late.
Like it was last week, last month.
So that's the dilemma. I think I don't want to give up on this cycle just because a doctor told me not to try, so we can start another round of Clomid. But then I don't know if there's another reason why she wants me to not test. I guess because she expected me not to ovulate. I gotta post on my Instagram about this. That's kind of the update. Let's see what happens from here.